Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Hempfield Stadium here in Landisville, Pennsylvania. This is Berks County football presented by Mike Drago Sports and the Flagship Network. Tonight, it's the Governor Mifflin Mustangs on the road to take on the Hempfield Black Knights. Hi, everyone. My name is Max Gretzula. Welcome in. It's a beautiful night for football here. It's Friday Night Lights, presented by B&B Media, of course. My name is Max Gretzula. As you can see behind me, there's a ton of fans in the stands, players warming up behind me as well. And I tell you what, it's going to be a fun game here tonight, our second game for Mike Drago Sports throughout this fall season. Governor Mifflin comes in with a record of 1-1 on the year, and they're going to take on a team that's also 1-1 in the Black Knights as well. Tonight's the first game Nick Morrissey will be on the sideline as a head coach. He'll make his debut after being suspended the last two games. And offensive coordinator Mick Vecchio will be back in his role as well. Let's take a look at the Section 1 standings. Hempfield was projected preseason third overall. They currently stand fourth in the rankings. As for Governor Mifflin, they were preseason projected fourth. That's where they stand tonight. But I guess, and of course, in 2 hours would probably be the way to put it. Things will definitely change. B&B Media team put out a poll past few days, had about 50 or so votes. Governor Mifflin running away with this one. However, it was close. Hempfield led the way for most of yesterday into last night, and we'll see who's going to take it here tonight. Let's give a quick shout-out to our sponsors, Palumbo Foods, CBL Custom Apparel, the Reading Raptors, the Wild Missing Family Restaurant, UECU, Leo Design Gallery and Family Shop, the Surgical Institute of Reading, Mays Sandwich Shop, and, of course, last but not least, the podcast, The Bulldog Hour. We'll have kickoff right here from Hempfield Stadium coming your way next. Stay with us.
Wilson's upcoming slate of games. First game coming up this Saturday.
The slammer takes
He was much more serious than I expected.
All right.
Well, it wasn't an invite, you invited yourself.
No, we were just like, hey, are we doing this? I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do this. Let's do it early this
Wilson
time.
alum and Super Bowl champion Chad Henney. Thanks for having me, guys.
For the time period you played in, there weren't a lot of losses to talk about when you were on the team.
Oh man, yeah, we didn't lose often.
I just think that each year, you get a different group of kids with different personalities, different ways that they learn, and it's that challenge that you continue to
Telling me that this is really work. So we'll see about that. We'll know in a few weeks.
So hopefully we will have lots and lots of interviews for you throughout the next couple months.
Welcome to the Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery, where we have a range of options to suit any taste. We are a family-friendly establishment offering a welcoming atmosphere for any occasion or a casual outing. Join us for our weekday breakfast buffet from 7 to 10 a.m. or our weekday brunch buffet from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Want to bring the family out for a weekend brunch? Join us on Saturday and Sunday for our grand weekend brunch buffet from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery, located at 1245 Penn Avenue in Wyomissing.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Did you know one of the nation's top surgical hospitals is right here in Berks County? At the Surgical Institute of Reading, our physicians take ownership of their patients' care. Our award-winning clinical teams have a vested interest in the quality care you receive. We use the latest state-of-the-art equipment to assist our surgeons in a wide variety of specialty areas. There is a better option for your care. Surgical Institute of Reading. Discover for yourself what sets us apart.
Welcome back, everyone. Hempfield Football Stadium here in Landisville, Pennsylvania. Again, Max Gretzula. Black Knights won the toss. They deferred. And Governor Mifflin will get the ball to start. And it'll be a touchback. Governor Mifflin in their road white jerseys. 1-1 on the season. And Javian Pletz will jog out onto the field. Again, he's the quarterback as a junior this season for Governor Mifflin. And he struggled, only completing 10 passes in 2 games combined so far for the Governor Mifflin offense. They'll look to get him going and the passing game as a whole. Ones to watch on defense for Hempfield. Dom Acevedo, who was all-league last year with 47 tackles. Have to look out for him running sideline to sideline. And Brody Gebhard as well. Those guys match up with anyone in the slot, especially tight ends, of course, near the line of scrimmage. Grady Gardner in the backfield, 1st and 10. Gardner gets the carry, breaks free, has some running room, and he's brought down. No whistle. We'll see if he was down by contact or if the ball came out before his knee hit the turf. Referee is still in discussion. My opinion was that Gardner was down by contact around the 34-yard line, and that is the call. Grady Gardner had 21 carries last week for 85 yards on the ground. And the Mifflin offense runs through him. Good start for the Mustangs. 1st and 10, ball to 35-yard line. Platts takes the snap, gives to Gardner again, and this time a little less running room as he maneuvers his way for a 2-yard gain.
Phil Krauser in among the black jerseys on defense. Gain of 2, 2nd down and 8.
That'll bring up 2nd down and 8. A coach to receive Mick Vecchio there in the black visor on the sidelines. A little bit more of a familiarity with him. Again, his last time coaching, and the head coaching role that is, was back in 2017. Stepped in for the first 2 games of this season. And he led the team to a record of 1-1 so far. Tonight is week 3 in the Berks County Football League. End around, and not much to show for it there. The Mifflin offense on back-to-back plays has little.
Caden Buckwalter with the tackle.
LeBron Leaf, the junior, has his first touch of the game. Actually, his first touch in 2 games. Mifflin ran the ball 38 times a week ago, only threw 14 passes, and so far nothing has changed early stages of the first quarter here. Wildcat formation. Leaf keeps it himself, and he's brought down right around the 40-yard line. So the rushing attack is clear for Governor Mifflin. It's what they've done pretty much the last 20 years since Vecchio was head coach, and they've done it to a high level. So it brings down a tough 3rd down and 3. Again, ball on the 40-yard line. 9:38 ticking away here in the first quarter. Leaf again under center. Reese Hull deep in the backfield. Hull thought about running. Instead, he'll boot it away deep. And it takes a friendly bounce for Hempfield. And we'll see the Black Knights jog onto the field for the first time tonight on offense.
1st down and 10 for Hempfield.
Mason Scholes slow to get off the field. Number 50 for the Mustangs. Scholes, a 6-foot junior.
Derek Catch being a quarterback.
And for the first time tonight, we'll see starting quarterback Derek Catch. Ran for 3 rushing touchdowns, of course, last week. Threw for 1 as well. He's a junior. And the first throw of the game is completed on the near sideline. And it's a solid gain on 1st down for Hempfield. Braden Charles is a 6'3" senior. And he has his first catch of the night. It's a 4-yard completion. Tough to miss number 97 up front, the nose tackle. Ish Vargas blew up the internet a few weeks back with back-to-back sacks in the second half of that 35-0 victory over Pleasant Valley. 2nd and 6. This time it's a handoff. And pushing his way forward over the 40-yard line that time was Doyle, excuse me. Grayson Doyle, number 3.
Varut last off the pile for Mifflin. 3rd down and 4.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 on the 41-yard line. Under 8 to play in the first quarter. Great crowd tonight for Hempfield showing out. Bleachers are packed on the far sideline. Beautiful night for football here in Landisville. NFL started last night. We know the Eagles will play tonight. If you're a Birds fan or from the local area here in Pennsylvania, And we have a whistle and a flag. It looks like it's going to be an offsides on Governor Mifflin.
Offsides call against the Mustangs.
So that'll move the ball 5 yards forward for Hempfield. And so far, so good. You had a pass on first down, a couple of rushing attempts, and now a penalty. All in favor of the Black Knights. So that'll move the chains. It'll bring up a first down and 10 from the 46-yard line. George Ager, the head coach of the Black Knights, in his 5th season, he's 24-20 overall. Jackson Landis, again, graduated last year. He was the quarterback a season ago for the Black Knights. And it's up to Catch to try to continue the success here that Hempfield has had. Doyle up the gut, and nothing to show for it that time. It's a short gain up into the Hempfield logo around midfield. Outside of Landis and his departure, you had Eli Walls, who ran for 714 yards a season ago. He graduated. And the number 1 receiver, Micah Gates, who had 831 receiving yards last year, he's gone as well. So, again, a lot of production on the offense that Hempfield had to replace, but they got a lot of experience, I should say, last year with a couple of their sophomores and juniors. So there is still experience there, even with some healthy departures from a success standpoint. As Catch rushes his first attempt of the game. Again, had 3 of them last week. That is touchdowns, but nothing to show for it for the most part that time. Another short game for this Black Knights offense. 6:25 and counting in the first quarter. Pretty solid crowd as well for the most part for the traveling Governor Mifflin Mustangs. It's 3rd down and 9 from the 47-yard line. Passing situation you would expect for the Black Knights. Catch is back to pass. Stands up in the pocket. Goes deep down the center of the field. And Reese Hall, did he have his 3rd? No. It's incomplete. Reese Hall with 2 interceptions on the season so far. And he couldn't haul in his 3rd. The pass is incomplete. And the Black Knights will punt.
And that brings up 4th down. Let's go back to kick.
Brady Bisco is on to boot this one away to the Mustangs. Hull back to receive. It's a line drive punt. Hull bobbles it momentarily and picks it up. Tries to create some positive yardage out of it. And he's barreled to the ground around the 30-yard line. Whistle after, or excuse me, flag after the play. And we'll have to see what this call's about.
After the play, personal foul. Wait.
Personal foul is going to be called against Governor Mifflin. That'll back them up deeper into their own territory. And Rodriguez, number 6, looks like to be the guilty party. And he's emotional on the Mifflin sideline. Obviously a big game for both teams. I know it's early on in the season, but when you're 1-1, it's a lot better to be 1-2, or excuse 2-1 than 1-2, of course. And Gardner has nowhere to go on first down.
No gain, 2nd down and 10.
Governor Mifflin with a pretty tough schedule this year, so obviously getting any victory is big, but especially early on in the season, to get to 2-1 would be huge, as Pletz just not enough mustard on the throw, and the pass goes incomplete.
Intended for number 17, Joe Murray.
Looks like a blackout celebration tonight for the student body of Hempfield. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. Gardner with little rushing room on 1st down and an incomplete pass on 2nd. 5:01 in the 1st quarter. Ball's on the 17-yard line. Again, this is a situation where Plutz has struggled with so far this season. Last week only completed 4 out of 14 passes. Can he have a big one right here? Deep down the far sideline, Hall is able to snag it. Is it enough for the 1st down? We'll see.
Run out of bounds at the 27.
And it's going to be close.
That's going to be a 1st down.
And that's going to be a 1st down. So Mifflin, again, it took a little while, but Plutz able to come up big on 3rd down and 10 and fire a seed to the far sideline. So the drive continues. Gardner in the backfield on 1st down. He'll get the carry. He has some space, and he barges his way up past the 35-yard line. Not a guy you want to get in front of when he's running full speed ahead. And he has a big pickup on 1st down.
Gain of 10 and 1st down.
Gardner again in the backfield. He'll get it again, and this time there's nowhere to go. Short gain that time from Gardner. And that'll bring up a 2nd down. Definitely don't want to overstate the Plutz throw too much, but he was 6 of 7 in the Week 1 victory over Pleasant Valley. Again, obviously only threw 7 passes last week, 4 of 14. So completing 10 passes of 2 games, even if you're a run-heavy offense, still obviously isn't great. And that time on this possession, he comes up with a big throw. So we'll see if he's able to keep that going. Jenkins gets the carry on the end around, and he's brought down right around the 45-yard line. Williams is credited with the tackle. Plutz jogs over to the sideline, gets the call, now back in the huddle. 3rd down and 2. Ball's on the 45-yard line of Mifflin. Crowd for Mifflin gets loud to give up the gut to Gardner. And I think he's got enough, yes, as he barrels his way over midfield. The 2nd effort so far in 2+ weeks for Gardner has been spectacular. When you talk about 2nd effort and breaking tackles, he can do it with the best of them, and he shows you why right there. Under 3 to play in the 1st quarter, and it's a solid drive for the Mustangs. Again, this drive started on their own 17-yard line, and now they're on the Black Knights 48. Gardner in the backfield on 1st and 10. He'll get the carry, and it's a short gain. Looks to be about 2 or 3 yards. Sun begins to set here in Landisville. 2nd and 9. Ball on the 47-yard line. Leaf comes off the field as a late substitution. Stewart, number 28, is now on. Plutz takes the snap. It's a pitch play to Gardner, looking for some running room, and he's tripped up after a small gain.
Touchdown by number 17, Ryland Buckwalter. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 9.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 9 from the 47-yard line. We're under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Reese Hull jogged back on the field. Again, he's an all-league performer as a D-back and a wide receiver. Jenkins will jog off. Stewart does as well. Look out for number 14. He's in the slot on the near side. Pletz back to pass. He'll scramble to his left. Looking deep down the far sideline, and it's incomplete. There's a flag on the play.
On the offense, that penalty is declined.
Against Governor Mifflin.
Brings up a 4th down.
And we'll back him up 10 yards. Black Knights decline the penalty. So instead of a 3rd down and 19, it'll bring up a 4th down and 9. Pletz and the Mifflin offense remain on the field. We'll see if Pletz boots it away. He steps back, gets the kick, and it looks to be partially blocked. It's a mediocre kick at best, trickling down to the 30-yard line of the Black Knights. And I'm sure Pletz wanted to do a little bit better than that on that punt. So the Mifflin offense still scoreless after 2 drives. They've moved the ball on both possessions, but come up empty as far as the points go. Quick first quarter here in Landisville. 1:05 remains in the first quarter. Have not had a timeout on the field yet and don't want to jinx it, but I may have just done that. 1st and 10. Catch in the gun. Back to throw. It's a quick out route. And a pretty solid gain there. It looks to be about 5 or 6 yards on 1st down. Charles has his 2nd reception of the game for the Black Knights. It'll bring up a 2nd down and medium. Catch ran the ball 16 times for 68 yards. In the victory last week against York, he's only done so once here tonight. Play action. And wide open down the near sideline. Hempfield with a big play looking to break this game open as 4 white jerseys are chasing their opponent down the sideline. And Krauser has his first catch of the game with an exclamation point. It's been a quiet passing game so far for both teams, and the play action works to perfection for Hempfield. That's the end of the first quarter. Big play to end it for Hempfield. Governor Mifflin will have some time to talk it over. Second quarter action comes your way next. Stay with us.
Welcome to the Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery, where we have a range of options to suit any taste. We are a family-friendly establishment offering a welcoming atmosphere for any occasion or a casual outing. Join us for our weekday breakfast buffet from 7 to 10 a.m. or our weekday brunch buffet from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Want to bring the family out for a weekend brunch? Join us on Saturday and Sunday for our grand weekend brunch buffet from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery, located at 1245 Penn Avenue in Wyomissing.
Second quarter action starts now from Hempfield Stadium. Again, Max Gretzel on the call for Mike Drago Sports and the Flagship Network. It was catch to Charles down the near sideline. And then, of course, the big play from Cowser. Hempfield tries the near sideline on the rushing attempt. It's Doyle. Not much there.
Tully and Jenkins in the area for the Mustangs.
Charles and Cowser, the two leading receivers so far, early stages of this season, of course. But they're two big body receivers able to go up and get it and create some space for themselves, and they show you why on that last possession. Charles with 2 catches, but the biggest one so far is Cowser. A 3-yard gain for Doyle. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 7. Balls on the Mifflin 7-yard line. Catch in the gun. Doyle to his left. Catch on a quarterback keeper, that is, excuse me, as he's barreled down around the 6-yard line. So it's a short gain. First time we've seen a direct snap to either quarterback for a rushing attempt tonight. And Catch ran it again 16 times a week ago. We expect him to do so even more tonight. Third and 5, ball in the 6. Big play coming up. All third downs are big, of course, but this one seems a little bit bigger, of course, with the score being 0-0 early stages of the second. Can Hempfield get on the board first or at least keep this drive alive? Catch scrambling to his far side, backpedaling now, firing in the danger zone, and it's intercepted. Governor Mifflin bends but doesn't break, and they come away with a turnover here early on in the second quarter. Credit LeBron Leaf on the interception. It's his first of the season. And it's a touchback. Governor Mifflin will get the ball on the 25-yard line. And that's a confidence boost for the white jerseys. So Plett's back to work on the offensive side of things. Again, Gardner has been fed double-digit carries through the first 2 weeks of the year. And so far, he's produced at a high level here tonight. Pletz gives to Gardner, looking for some running room, and he has some as he maneuvers his way up towards the 25-yard line.
Gardner takes the carry. 3 Hempfield defenders bring him to the ground.
Touchback now in the NFL comes out to the 30-yard line in high school. It comes out to the 20. It's a 2nd down and 5 from the 25-yard line. Gardner again in the backfield. Pletz under center. Takes the snap, hands it off. Gardner again barrels his way up towards the 30-yard line for about a 4-yard gain. It'll bring up a 3rd down and short.
Doyle and Burkhart come up for the Knights on defense. Third down for the Mustangs.
Pletz again under center. Takes the snap, gives to Gardner. No, he'll pitch it out. And Hall trying to get some yards. And I don't think he got near that 1st down marker.
Hall takes the pitch.
Interesting play call from Mick Vecchio on 3rd down. So far, Gardner's been a monster rushing the football all season long. And Governor Mifflin gets cute on 3rd down. Heavy package coming in for Governor Mifflin on 4th down. Ish Vargas, number 79, is in. And he'll take over, at least on this play, at the right guard position. Pletz under center. Gardner in the backfield. Motion. Gardner gets the carry. Has some major running room. And he's brought down around the 45-yard line. Well, when in doubt, hand it to number 24, and majority of the time he'll get the job done, and he does so right there on that play. On 3rd down, Coach Vecchio and the Mustangs get cute. On 4th down, they go right back to number 24, and he gets the 1st down and then some. So it's a fresh set of downs from the 44-yard line. Pletz will hand it off to Gardner, and they just keep feeding the big fella, and for good reason. He's over midfield as he's brought down around the 47-yard line. Hempfield defense looks a little tired. Pletz again walks over to the near sideline. Vargas in for a few plays at guard. He'll get a breather on the sideline. And Reese Hall will jog onto the field, number 14. So a little bit of personnel change for Governor Mifflin. But they're set up to run it yet again. No, they won't. Not this time. Pletz going deep, and it's incomplete as he threw in the double coverage in the middle of the field. So far, Leaf's been having his fingerprints all over this game as far as targets, receptions, and even that interception as well on the last Black Knights possession. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 1. Gardner in the backfield. Pletz under center. We've seen it a lot tonight. Gardner gets the carry. He's got the 1st down and more as he breaks free. Through a couple of black jerseys, and he's still going down the near sideline. Touchdown, Governor Mifflin. We covered his game in week 1 against Pleasant Valley. He had 4 rushing touchdowns. Last week he had a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown tonight. That's his first one on the ground so far, and he gives the Mustangs a 6-0 lead for now. Extra point is right down the middle. And Governor Mifflin strikes first here on the opposition's turf. It's 7:10 to go in the second quarter. We'll step aside real quick and be back after this. Lance Koenig is on to boot it away. And the Black Knights will go back to work on offense as Gardner gets a much-needed breather on the bench. Decent return from near the goal line. And Catch will go back to work at the quarterback spot for the Black Knights. Looking to jumpstart their offense. 27 points put up a week ago. Catch threw for 180 yards, but it's been a different story so far here tonight. The Mifflin defense last week held their opponent, or I should say 2 weeks ago held their opponent to under 100 yards total from scrimmage. So I know they got beat by Perk Valley last week. They're a juggernaut in their conference for the most part, year in and year out. It was a 31-14 loss a week ago to Perk Valley for Governor Mifflin. But again, tonight they're showing out on a high level, both sides of the ball, that is. Catch takes the snap, hands off to Doyle. Doyle looking for some space, trying to create some for himself, and there's not much there on 1st down.
Second down and 7.
Second down and 7 after a short gain. Ball on the 22-yard line. Clock continues to run here in the second quarter. 6:29 and counting. Catch still looking to the sideline. Looks to be some miscommunication. And it's going to be a timeout for the Black Knights. 6:25 to play. We'll step aside. Stay with us right here, Hempfield Football Stadium.
Did you know one of the nation's top surgical hospitals is right here in Berks County? At the Surgical Institute of Reading, our physicians take ownership of their patients' care. Our award-winning clinical teams have a vested interest in the quality care you receive. We use the latest state-of-the-art equipment to assist our surgeons in a wide variety of specialty areas.
Back with you guys, 2nd down and 7. Catch, back to pass, quick out route, and it's batted down at the line of scrimmage. Kazone able to get a paw on it, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 7. Coach Ager trying to draw something up quickly for his quarterback and get the ball out of his hands. That time it didn't work. And again, it's another dangerous 3rd down for this offense that has sputtered so far. Governor Mifflin sideline seems to be louder than the student body so far, which is rare to say as that one's thrown over the middle and right through the hands of the receiver. Catch. Found an opportunity to have a big play, and Margison couldn't come up with it. So that'll bring up a 4th down and 7 on the 22-yard line. And we expect the Black Knights to put it away. First big opportunity of the game on the offensive side of things for the Black Knights, because there was no safety help over the top if Margison was able to bring that one in. Late substitution seems to be an equipment malfunction. And Reese Hall is back deep to return this one. The ball's booted away, and it's a pretty solid one. Takes a relatively friendly bounce for the Mustangs, and Hull doesn't have much running room, so good kick coverage for the Black Knights. And the ball will be placed right around the 45-yard line, and that's where Pletz and this Mustang offense will go back to work. When you look at a player like Pletz, he's not the biggest, he's not the strongest or the fastest, but he knows how to run an offense. And so far, so good for number 2 in white. Leaf and Gardner in the backfield on 1st down. Motion pre-snap. Gardner gets the carry, has another big hole, and he runs up the middle past midfield before being brought down. Seems every time that Gardner gets the ball in his hands, he's churning something positive out of it. And it's a 6-yard pickup on 1st down. That'll bring up a 2nd and 4 from the 49-yard line. One play, and Governor Mifflin is in to Hempfield territory. Pletz gives the Gardner, has some more space to work with, and he's brought down after a 2 or 3 yard pickup. Again, nothing special, but another solid gain. Little by little moving forward. We saw in the last possession 2 rushing attempts from Gardner that didn't amount to much. And then on that 3rd opportunity, he took it all the way to the house. So you never know with this Governor Mifflin offense. It's 3rd down and 2. Under 5 to play until halftime. Ball's on the 47. Gardner again in the backfield. Pletz will keep it himself, and he's got some space to work with. Threw a couple of black jerseys, still on his feet, and he's brought down finally around the 30-yard line. Defensive line expects Gardner to get the football, as do most people in this stadium, and Pletz keeps it himself for a solid pickup. It's a 17-yard gain for the Mustangs quarterback, and it sets up a 1st down and 10 from the 30-yard line of the Black Knights. Pletz loses the handle momentarily. Ball's loose, and he's able to recover. Dangerous play, not what you want to see if you're a Mustang fan. So many positives on the last 2 drives. Could have been wiped away just like that. Unfortunately for Pletz, that is, he's able to get back on it. Second and 13. Pletz will jog off the field. Leaf is into the game, and he's usually in there for Wildcat purposes. And that's what you see right here. Leaf in the gun. Gardner to his right on 2nd and 13. He takes the snap, and he'll keep it himself. Looking for some running room on the near side, and he's brought down just before the 25-yard line. Looks to be a pickup of about 8 yards, and that'll bring up a 3rd down. Pletz back on the field. Jenkins heads off. Hall heads off. Vargas is back into the game at the guard position.
3rd down and 7.
3rd and 7. Leaf in the backfield, as is Gardner. Pletz hands to Gardner. Has a lead block, and he spins his way down to about the 22-yard line. So that's going to bring up a 4th down. Gardner not able to get it. And we'll see what Coach Vecchio and company want to do here on 4th down. Looks like they'll keep the offense on the field. It's a 3rd down and 3. Almost the same formation here on 4th as it was on 3rd. Gardner in the backfield, as is Leaf, and we have a whistle. And a timeout for the Black Knights. 2:32 to play until halftime. We'll take a quick break. Be right back after this.
Welcome to the Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery, where we have a range of options to suit any taste. We are a family-friendly establishment offering a welcoming atmosphere for any occasion or a casual outing. Join us for our weekday breakfast buffet from 7 to 10 a.m. or our weekday brunch buffet from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Want to bring the family out for a weekend brunch? Join us on Saturday and Sunday for our grand weekend brunch buffet from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery, located at 1245 Penn Avenue in Wyomissing.
Third down and 3. Pletz under center, Gardner behind him. Long pause. Pletz takes the snap, gives to Gardner. No, he doesn't. He'll keep it himself. And he's tripped up. And he did not get the first down. We got to see where they spot it. It was close. I don't think he got it. And the offense for the Mustangs will jog off the field. So a big-time stand on the defensive side of things for the Black Knights. Third down and 7. Gardner gets the ball. He's able to pick up a couple, and then Pletz keeps it himself. And he's unable to pick up the first down, so Catch goes back to work. Again, their last possession ended as Marguson was unable to complete a pass for about 20 or so yards, and he had some running room. We'll see if this possession's any different. Zion Kanban, his first catch of the game. And it's an 8-yard pickup. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 2 from the 30-yard line. Catch, back to pass. Firing over the middle. Marguson this time, he has the catch. Well, if you're Cam Marguson, after the incomplete pass on the last possession, you would expect him to be feasting to get back out there and start putting some yards and eventually some points on the scoreboard as we're under 2 to play until halftime. Catch trying to get in a rhythm. He'll look for Marguson, and that pass is intercepted. In and out of the hands of the receiver, Marguson, and the Mifflin defense comes away with their second turnover of the game. Stephon Mayo, credit him with the interception. And just like that, the Mustangs will get the ball back with 1:41 to play until half. What a crazy couple of plays for not only the Black Knights as a whole, but specifically Cam Marguson. Last possession, he has a ball go right through his hands for what could have been about a 75-yard touchdown. Then he comes up with a big play over the middle of the field on this possession to start. And now he's unable to haul in back-to-back reception opportunities. The Mustangs set up shop at their own 40-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Gardner has the pitch play. And he picks up about 3 as he couldn't find too much to work with on that opportunity. Clock continues to run. It doesn't seem like the Mustangs are in any sort of hurry to get in the field goal range. Pletz in the gun, takes the snap and hands off. Gardner tries the near sideline, breaks one tackle, then another. He's up over midfield. And Mifflin will call their first timeout of the half. So maybe I spoke too soon. Don't expect to get a big chunk play like that on the ground. But when you have a talent like Gardner in the backfield, you never know. 58 seconds to go. We'll keep it here for right now and try to analyze what we've seen so far in this first half. Again, we'll start from the beginning, of course. We talk about the crowd here tonight for Hempfield. Again, David Martin Robinson was here a week ago. He made the Titans 53-man roster, so they celebrated him last week. Hempfield coming away with a victory. And tonight is their second home game in 2 weeks, but the offense has been lukewarm. And we've seen that on back-to-back plays. The opportunities have been there, but the execution hasn't. And that's one of the main reasons why they still have 0 points, that being the Black Knights. So Mifflin now, as they jog back onto the field, are in to Hempfield territory. Sun has set here in Landisville. Pletz under center. Takes the snap. Has a little play action opportunity down the middle of the field, and it's almost intercepted. Looking for Leaf down the middle seam. Williams couldn't come up with the reception, but it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 with 53 seconds to play until halftime. So after it seemed to be the first quarter and a half flew by, the last 5 minutes or so of game action has come to a standstill for the most part. Second and 10, Pletz in the shotgun. Gardner to his right. He takes the snap. He's back to throw. Looking to the far sideline, and it is caught there, but inbounds. So the clock continues to run. That's Murray's first reception of the game. And it's a timeout for the Mustangs. That's a good one, of course. If they don't call it, the clock would continue to wind. And that's their second timeout of the half. Marching band will head out on the field for Hempfield at halftime for a performance.
Congratulations to the Hempfield boys soccer, girls tennis, girls volleyball, and field hockey teams.
Crowd has been packed on that far sideline the entire first half. Again, Max Kretzula on the call for the flagship network, White Drago Sports. It's been a fun one so far here tonight. Something completely different from what we've seen in the past, and specifically where I was 2 weeks ago for a 35-0 blowout. Governor Mifflin and Pleasant Valley. This one has been more of a defensive battle. Late substitution for the Black Knights. Pletz back to pass. Scrambles a little bit to his left. Now he'll come back right. And setting up a screen play. And that one works perfectly down the near sideline. Dontali has his first reception of the game, and it's a big one here in the last minute until halftime. Offense moves quickly. Pletz spikes.
Pletz will spike the ball with 23 seconds left on the clock. Mustangs still lead 7-0.
So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 from the 28-yard line. This possession started on the Mustangs' own 45. And it wasn't until Gardner burst through and got over midfield for a solid 10 or so yard pickup did the Mustang offense start to hit the gas pedal again here and try to get points before the half. Three wide receivers are outside. Pletz going deep into double coverage. It's a dangerous throw, and it's incomplete into the end zone. Johnson, who had one reception in week 1. He was held without a catch last week, and that's his first target of the game so far. So, again, that stops the clock with 17.8 seconds to go. 3rd down and 10. And on the edge of field goal range is this Mustang offense. Again, it's a 3 wide receiver set. Reese Hole in the slot on the far side. Pletz back to pass. There's the blitz deep down the far sideline, and it's incomplete. They are calling that a catch. Wow. Mayo comes down with the grab. I thought there was no chance from my vantage point. It looked like Mayo's right foot was out of bounds. And if you're a Black Knights fan, you can't be happy with that call. At least in my opinion, clear as day, the right foot was out of bounds. But the ref was about 30 yards away on the near sideline. Again, credit Pletz, though, with a solid throw, giving his receiver an opportunity on the near sideline, and it's complete. Johnson has man-to-man coverage. Pre-snap motion. Gardner gets the carry, and he barrels his way in for a Mustang touchdown.
Into the end zone go the Mustangs off the right side. 6 more on the board for Governor Mifflin.
A drive that started on the 45-yard line turns into a touchdown as Gardner is slow to get off the field.
Comes on for the extra point.
So a solid touchdown. But from a personnel standpoint, possibly a bad result as Gardner is talking with the head athletic trainer on the sideline. Extra point is good. It's 14-0 Mustangs. Credit McVecchio, credit, of course, Pletz and Gardner as well. They move the ball quickly. And with 6 seconds to go, we'll step aside here right before halftime. And let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors again before we send it to break. Palumbo Foods, CBL Custom Apparel, the Reading Raptors, the Wild Missing Family Restaurant, UECU, Leo Design Gallery Flower Shop, the Surgical Institute of Reading, Bay's Sandwich Shop, and the podcast, The Bulldog Hour. Appreciate all the sponsors. And with the Mustang offense jogging back on the field, we'll keep it here with only 6 seconds to go until halftime. And again, shout out to our sponsors. Couldn't do it without them. It's been a lot of fun. This place is packed tonight. Concession stands open, great weather. Sun obviously now set here as we near halftime. Again, the spirit tonight for the student body of Hempfield was a blackout. And so far, the Black Knights have been shut out on their home turf. Koenig is getting set to boot this one away. They expect a squib kick with only 6 seconds to go, but we shall see. Indeed, it is a squib. Black Knights finding some rushing room. And it's a massive gain as time expires.
And that's going to wind the clock down to triple zeros on the first half. We head to the break. Governor Mifflin leads it.
14-0 at the half. Great return, but nothing to show for it. It's 14-0. And we'll see you for the halftime report right here from Hempfield Football Stadium.
know one of the nation's top surgical hospitals is right here in Berks County? At the Surgical Institute of Reading, our physicians take ownership of their patients' care. Our award-winning clinical teams have a vested interest in the quality care you receive. We use the latest state-of-the-art equipment to assist our surgeons in a wide variety of specialty areas. There is a better option for your care. Surgical Institute of Reading. Discover for yourself what sets us apart.
Welcome to the Why I'm Missing Restaurant and Bakery, where we have a range of options to suit any taste. We are a family-friendly establishment offering a welcoming atmosphere for any occasion or a casual outing. Join us for our weekday breakfast buffet from 7 to 10 a.m. or our weekday brunch buffet from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Want to bring the family out for a weekend brunch? Join us on Saturday and Sunday for our grand weekend brunch buffet from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery, located at 1245 Penn Avenue in Wyomissing.
Wilson's upcoming slate of games. First game coming up this Saturday.
The slammer takes
He was much more serious than I expected.
All right.
Well, it wasn't an invite. You invited yourself.
No, we were just like, hey, are we doing this? I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do this. Let's do it early this
Wilson
time.
alum and Super Bowl champion Chad Hempfield. Thanks for having me, guys.
For the time period you played in, there weren't a lot of losses to talk about when you were on the team.
Oh man, yeah, we didn't lose often.
I just think that each year, you get a different group of kids with different personalities, different ways that they learn, and it's that challenge that you continue to
Tell me if this is going to work. So we'll see about that. We'll know in a few weeks.
So hopefully we will have lots and lots of interviews for you throughout the next couple months.
Welcome into the Halftime Report, everyone. My name is Max Gretzula. Great to have you guys with us here on a Friday night. I know there's a lot of NFL football going on. I know college football is back, but we're super excited to have you guys joining us here. Governor Mifflin versus Hempfield. It's 14-0 Mustangs at the half, and it's really come down to two big plays. One from Grady Gardner, who had the massive rushing touchdown down the near sideline early on in that second quarter. And again, Pletz as well with his massive pass down the near sideline also to set up the second rushing touchdown by Grady Gardner. Those are your two big plays for the Mustangs. For Hempfield, it's been a completely different story. The offense has tried to really get the gas going on the ground and move the football through the air. Surprising to see. I know the junior quarterback Catch is trying his best to move the ball and push it down the field, but for the most part, the opportunities just haven't been there, and credit the Mustang defense for the most part. It's not that the execution has been poor. It's just that the opportunities and getting over midfield with plus field position has been the biggest problem. Every time that Hempfield has had possession of the football, they've been backed up deep into their own territory, and Catch has continuously tried to throw them out of it, and so far it hasn't worked. That's why we have a half of football left to be played. We'll see if the Mustangs can keep their foot on the gas and get the job done and walk out of here and be 2-1. Of course, try to move up in Section 2 of the standings. Or can Hempfield come back from 14 points down on their home turf and try to move up from fourth in their section and move up, of course, to get higher to that number one spot. Again, Max Gretzula for B&B Media, Mike Drago Sports, Flagship Network. Thanks for joining us. We got one more half to go right here at Hempfield Stadium. Stay with us, everyone.
Welcome to the Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery, where we have a range of options to suit any taste. We are a family-friendly establishment offering a welcoming atmosphere for any occasion or a casual outing. Join us for our weekday breakfast buffet from 7 to 10 a.m. or our weekday brunch buffet from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Want to bring the family out for a weekend brunch? Join us on Saturday and Sunday for our grand weekend brunch buffet from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery, located at 1245 Penn Avenue in Wyomissing.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Did you know one of the nation's top surgical hospitals is right here in Berks County? At the Surgical Institute of Reading, our physicians take ownership of their patients' care. Our award-winning clinical teams have a vested interest in the quality care you receive. We use the latest state-of-the-art equipment to assist our surgeons in a wide variety of specialty areas. There is a better option for your care. Surgical Institute of Reading. Discover for yourself what sets us apart.
Welcome back, everyone. 14-0 is your halftime score from Hempfield Stadium. Max Gretzel on the call with you here tonight. A beautiful night for high school football. Again, Friday Night Lights presented by Mike Drago Sports, the flagship network. Javian Pletz has led the Mustangs out to a 14-0 lead, and he's done so both on the ground and through the air. A couple of solid rushing opportunities that he's taken pretty much around the edge and then up the gut on both of his 10-plus yard gains. And Grady Gardner has both of the touchdown scores for the Mustangs. And, of course, that's Gardner's 7th touchdown of the season. all but one of Gardner's touchdowns so far this year have come on the ground. But it was Pletz who set up the pass to Murray down the near sideline inside of the 5-yard line to punch one in right before half. And it was a big-time gut punch for this Hempfield squad who has their crowd out tonight in bunches on a beautiful Friday night. Couldn't ask for better weather, obviously. Great performance from the band at half. Stuff like this gives you the opportunity to bring cheerleaders and band members and obviously the fans and the team themselves, us doing this as broadcasters and directors behind the scenes. That's what sports does, and it's a great fun to be a part of it. All of this throughout the season, and not only football, but what's to come. And we can't wait to bring all of the broadcasts to you throughout the whole season. Again, Governor Mifflin won the toss. They deferred at the start of this game. The Black Knights, excuse me. And Governor Mifflin will boot it away. And they got to feel pretty good about how their offense has looked. And not only that, 2 takeaways on the defensive side of things when you talk about the interceptions, one of them being in the end zone. So Catch, the starting quarterback for the Black Knights, has 2 interceptions this week. Last week, he had a pick 6. It was the only points that York scored in that 27-6 victory over York. Tonight, York is getting shut out by Manheim Township, so not a great couple of weeks if you're a fan of them. Squib kick, and that ball pretty much stopped right around the 35-yard line, and that's where Catch will start this opening drive of the second half for the Black Knights. Governor Mifflin was out of their locker room about 5 minutes quicker than Hempfield. When you saw Hempfield come out, it was a slow walk, lots of talking in the locker room. There was about 2 minutes left on the clock before the start of the second half when we finally saw the black jerseys depart their locker room and come back onto the field. So see what Coach Yeager said to his team. Hand off to Doyle. He'll try the far sideline and get around the edge, but there's nothing going. And the defensive line and linebackers stay stout on the first play of the second half. Leaf has done it on both sides of the football. He's taken it as a ball carrier. He's caught a pass, and he's got an interception at one of the biggest moments of the game on the offensive side of things for the Black Knights in the end zone. So that'll bring up a 2nd down and 11 after Doyle lost a yard. Catch back to pass. It's a slant, and it's incomplete on the near sideline. Pass was intended for Abrams, and he wasn't able to haul it in. A little behind the receiver, but if you ask Abrams, I'm sure he believes he should have hauled it in. It'll bring up a 3rd down and long, 11 to be exact, on the 35-yard line. Fans right in front of me here have some, looks to be some sort of ice cream. Looks pretty good. Glad to see everyone here is enjoying themselves tonight, minus the Black Knights, who have a 3rd and 11. Catch back to pass. Has to come up big here on 3rd down, and he's taken down. Ish Vargas, the manimal up front, has his first of the game.
That's going to be a loss of a yard. 4th down for the Knights as a special teams unit.
Loss of a yard. 4th down and 12 after the loss of 1. And not what you want to see if you're a fan of Hempfield. A 3 and out to start the second half. Reese Hall back to receive. Ball bouncing right around the 35, and it takes a mini-friendly bounce for Hempfield, and it'll die right around the 32-yard line.
33 yards on that kick. And Mifflin will take over. 10:24 remaining in the 3rd.
So now Mifflin will have their first opportunity here in the second half and see if they can extend their lead as Pletz jogs onto the field. So far, at least in my opinion, it's been a pretty complete game overall. The defense has been stout up front and in the secondary for the Mustangs. And not only that, Pletz has ran the show at a high level. Gardner has done his thing out of the backfield, and you have a couple of pass catchers making plays, specifically Murray, in that second quarter. A couple of nods from the Mifflin student body to the Mustang sideline as Pletz. That's the second time that's happened tonight. A little bit of a miscommunication and a fumble in the backfield. Both times, Pletz has been able to fall back on top of the football. Loss of a couple, and it'll bring up a second down and long. Mifflin student body outmatched and outnumbered by at least half, maybe more, compared to the Hempfield student body. But we sure know what students are louder right now. Pletz under center, Gardner in the backfield. Takes the snap, he's back to pass. Pletz steps up, tries to shake a couple of defenders, and he's brought down around the 20-yard line. Cam Rice, credit him with the sack. It's his first of the game. And back-to-back negative plays for the Mustangs, something we haven't seen throughout that entire first half. Third and 13. Ball's on the 19-yard line of Mifflin. Leaf in the backfield in the Wildcat formation. Fakes to Gardner. He'll keep it himself. Has some running room. He picks up about 10, maybe 11 yards. But it's still going to be short of the line to gain.
Leaf keeps that one. Tackle made by
And we have an injured Black Knight down on the field. So we'll step aside. Injury timeout. Keep it right here. 8:41 to play in the third quarter.
Wilson's upcoming slate of games. First game coming up this Saturday.
The slammer takes.
He was much more serious than I expected.
All right.
Well,
so
it wasn't an invite. You invited yourself.
no, we were just like, hey, are we doing this? I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do this. Let's do it early this
Wilson
time.
alum and Super Bowl champion Chad Hempfield. Thanks for having me, guys.
For the time period you played in, there weren't a lot of losses to talk about when you were on the team.
Oh man, yeah, we didn't lose often.
I just think that each year, you get a different group of kids with different personalities, different ways that they learn, and it's that challenge that you continue to
Tell me if this is really work. So we'll see about that. We'll know in a few weeks.
So hopefully we will have lots and lots of interviews for you throughout the next couple months.
Welcome to the Why I'm Missing Restaurant and Bakery, where we have a range of options to suit any taste. We are a family-friendly establishment offering a welcoming atmosphere for any occasion or a casual outing. Join us for our weekday breakfast buffet from 7 to 10 a.m. or our weekday brunch buffet from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Want to bring the family out for a weekend brunch? Join us on Saturday and Sunday for our grand weekend brunch buffet from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Why I'm Missing Restaurant and Bakery, located at 1245 Penn Avenue in Wyomissing.
Welcome back, everyone. 4th down and 7.
Acevedo back deep for the Knights.
Teams look to trade punts back and forth on the first possessions of the second half. Not something we saw once from Mifflin. And fair catch is caught right around the 40-yard line, and that's where Catch will set up shop for this Black Knights offense. Again, it's been a struggle so far, to say the least. And the rushing attack, specifically with Doyle, has just not been there. Catch ran the ball for 68 yards on 16 carries 1 week ago. Today we've seen him rush the ball twice. Just something uncharacteristic. And again, I don't know if it's the Mifflin defense up front that shies away and the size that they have, or if it's the execution on the offensive side of things that have gone awry. Catch in the gun. He'll keep it himself, and he'll pick up a couple as he moves across the 44-yard line. So Catch and the offense will have to go into their bag of tricks and try to move the football down the field, something they haven't done since the opening possession of the game. Under 8 to play in the third quarter.
Thanks so much for joining us here as we celebrate Youth Cheer Night.
We know the Mifflin offense loves to run the football. Pletz lines up under center a ton, and Catch. And the Black Knights offense has been completely different. Rarely under center. We see him in the shotgun a ton. And this time he'll take off himself. He'll try the far sideline. He's over midfield, and he's got plenty more. Down the far sideline goes Catch, looking for it all, and he's brought down just before the 10-yard line. 46-yard rush for the Black Knight quarterback. And we talked about it. 68 yards rushing a week ago and 3 rushing touchdowns. We were waiting to see when this offense would start running the football maybe a little bit more because of the fact that Catch has been in the shotgun so much in that first half, and you see it on display right there into enemy territory, and specifically the red zone. Almost a breakdown of a play, too, for Catch. It definitely was a passing situation, and Doyle breaks a couple of tackles, tries the near sideline, and he's brought down right around the 7-yard line. So far, Doyle has just had no rushing room.
Second down and 7.
And every carry he's pretty much met almost immediately before that attempt, as long as gain was only 2. So that'll bring up a second down and 7. And even so, only a 3-yard gain, but a couple of tackles were broken, and it could have been a lot worse. Ball's on the 8-yard line. 6:30 and counting in the third quarter. Catch looking to create a spark for the student body. And Doyle is going absolutely nowhere.
Doyle with the carry.
Great gang tackling that time for the Mustangs, and we have a late penalty marker down on the field. We'll see what the call is. Didn't see much action, at least physically. Maybe some words were said.
It's sportsmanlike.
And we have some unsportsmanlike conduct on the Black Knights.
Against Hempfield.
So the penalty goes against Hempfield. That'll back them up 15 yards. And if you're Coach Yeager, you can't like that, to say the least, as your team has 0 points on your home turf. You have a big spark play from your quarterback, and the emotions get the best of your offense on that last play.
Around the 25-yard line. Third down and long for the Knights.
So the ball goes from about the 8-yard line all the way back to the 26. Catch clears the backfield. Takes the snap, and he's back to throw. Blitz is on, and it's a great play as Margison creates some space down the far sideline, and he's knocked out of bounds right there around the 10.
Screen pass complete to number 13, Cam Margison.
Margison slow to get up as he was brought down. But it's a great play from Catch and the offense, able to get rid of the ball quickly as the blitz was on from the Mustangs. Margison has been the number 1 target so far tonight for Hempfield, and he's slow to get off the field right now.
Briscoe is going to come out to attempt a field goal.
So Briscoe is on. He'll attempt about a 22-yard attempt. And kick is up. And it's good. So Briscoe able to get the Black Knights on the scoreboard. It's 14-3, 5:44 to play in the third quarter. We'll step aside, be right back after this.
UECU is a credit union that understands Pennsylvania, what it means to grow up here, raise a family, start a business. And we're committed to being your financial partner for life. With competitive rates, exclusive member discounts, and modern technology, UECU offers personalized banking that will make you feel right at home. Visit bankingforpa.org and sign up for UECU membership through our partner association, the Pennsylvania Consumer Council. UECU, banking that understands home.
Welcome back, everyone. 14-3, your score. Mustangs lead on the road. Briscoe set to boot it back after making the field goal. And the Mustangs will go back to work on offense. And a solid return here so far as Hull tries the outside, and he's brought down just shy of the 30-yard line. So Hull goes from the goal line to the 30. And that's where Pledge will come back onto the field and try to do something different than that last possession, and more so like what we saw in the first half, and that's move the football down the field at a high level.
Ball at the 28, first down and 10.
Grady Gardner in the rushing attack has been the bread and butter so far tonight for the Mustangs, as it's been all season long. Pletz sets up under center. Gardner in the backfield. Takes the snap, hands off to Gardner, and it's a short gain as Gardner always, almost like Ezekiel Elliott, plows forward, and even when he's met at the line of scrimmage, he always seems to fall forward and pick up at least a yard, maybe two. And that's prime Zeke for everyone out there watching. Vargas will jog off the field. Reese Hull will head back out. Reese Hull, one of the better D-backs in Berks County, and a very solid wide receiver as well. He plays on both sides of the ball, and that's one of the main reasons why he's on and off the field a ton, especially on offense, to give him a breather. Pletz looking for some running room. Maneuvers around a couple of black jerseys. He tries the far sideline. He's looking for some speed and some breakaway opportunity, and he's brought down right around the 45-yard line into Hempfield territory. And I tell you what, the speed is on display right there, as Pletz had one man to beat, maybe two, for the breakaway speed and the breakaway score, unable to get it. But I'm sure Mick Vecchio in that sideline of the Mustangs is very happy. Hempfield was there, and they really just lost contain of Pletz as he went to the left side to look for some running room and then cut it back right up across the line of scrimmage and to the right. And we see that a ton. As we shout out our sponsors again: Palumbo Foods, CBL Custom Apparel, the Reading Raptors, the Wild Missing Family Restaurant, UECU, Leo Design Gallery and Flower Shop, the Surgical Institute of Reading, Mays Flower Shop, and last but not least, the Bulldog Hour. So Gardner fed on first down. Pletz, who tried the left side, really a breakdown because he didn't have too much running room. It was pretty much based on his talent and his skill set alone to use his legs and maneuver past a couple of defenders, and he did so at a high level. Really hasn't been too much of a dink and dunk type of offense for the Mustangs here tonight. They relied on big plays, and they've come at key times. The play to Murray to end that first half and set up the Grady Gardner 2-yard score. Gardner himself bursting down the near sideline for the 50-plus yard touchdown. And now Pletz, who, again, had the opportunity to really take off on that rushing attempt. Even when the play possibly broke down, it looked like he was only going to pick up about 4 or 5, maybe 6 yards. And once he had the opportunity to cut it across the field, he found some space, and just like that, it turns into another massive gain. So it hasn't been the 5-6 yard passes or out routes or the 5-6 yard runs. It's been maybe 2-3 yard rushing attempts. Not too many passes for Pletz, but when he's needed it most, his teammates have been there to help him. And that's one of the main reasons why they lead 14-3 with 4:49 and injury timeout currently on the field. We'll step aside and be right back.
Wilson's upcoming slate of games. First game coming up this Saturday.
The slammer takes.
He was much more serious than I expected.
All right.
Well,
so
it wasn't an invite. You invited yourself.
no, we were just like, hey, are we doing this? I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do this. Let's do it early this
Wilson
time.
alum and Super Bowl champion Chad Hempfield. Thanks for having me, guys.
For the time period you played in, there weren't a lot of losses to talk about when you were on the team.
Oh man, yeah, we didn't lose often.
I just think that each year, you get a different group of kids with different personalities, different ways that they learn, and it's that challenge that you continue to
Telling me that this is going to work. So we'll see about that. We'll know in a few weeks.
So hopefully we will have lots and lots of interviews for you throughout the next couple months.
Welcome to the Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery, where we have a range of options to suit any taste. We are a family-friendly establishment offering a welcoming atmosphere for any occasion or a casual outing. Join us for our weekday breakfast buffet from 7 to 10 a.m. or our weekday brunch buffet from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Want to bring the family out for a weekend brunch? Join us on Saturday and Sunday for our grand weekend brunch buffet from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery, located at 1245 Penn Avenue in Wyomissing.
Welcome back, everyone. Pletz hands to Gardner. He'll try the left side, and he's bottled up almost immediately. It's going to be a loss of 1. On first down and 10, it'll bring up a second down and 11. Lucas Wiseglass was the injured Black Knight down on the field for a long period of time, but he was able to get up eventually, and he'll get looked at on that far sideline by the head athletic trainer. Hull and Jenkins continue to be a couple of extra blockers in support of Gardner, and they've done it very solidly so far tonight. It's an end around the Jenkins, and there's just nowhere to go that time. So back-to-back rushing attempts and nothing to show for it. Something we haven't seen a ton of tonight, but again, credit the Black Knights defensive line and linebackers for creating a push up front.
It's going to be a loss of 2.
Joe Murray back onto the field, number 17 for Governor Mifflin. It'll bring up a third down and long from the 48-yard line.
Third down and 11.
3 wide receiver set. Murray, man-to-man coverage on the near sideline, and we have a whistle. Couple of substitutions. I'll tell you what, tonight the referees blow the whistle, and then it takes a pretty long period of time to figure out what actually the call is. Nevertheless, here we go. 3rd and 11. Pletz back to pass. Steps up in the pocket. Tries the near sideline, and that pass is caught. It's Murray. And he picks up a big third down conversion for the Mustangs.
Joe Murray, the junior, hauls that one in.
Murray had the big pass and catch down the far sideline. Back in that second half to get the Mustangs a 2-touchdown lead, and he comes up big on that third down conversion. Gardner gets the carry, and he plows his way up past the 35-yard line.
Down inside the 35. Game 3.
It'll be a 3-yard pickup for Gardner. 2:40 and counting in the third quarter. Second down and 7. Pletz gives to Gardner. He finds some massive running room, and it's the offensive line creating the hole that time. Ned Har picks up the tackle, but not before Gardner moves the chains. It's a Governor Mifflin first down. This drive started around the Mustang 30-yard line. They're down now around the 35 of the Black Knights. Jameer Johnson, man-to-man coverage at the top of your screen. And Hull has found minimal running room, and he hasn't caught a pass, I should say, and he's had opportunities to try to go around the end, but it's been a solid blocking offensive line, at least from the rushing standpoint, up front, but only when you go between the tackles with Gardner, not so much the outside stuff. Pletz hands to Gardner, who has a hole, who has a Mustang touchdown. Gardner's third score of the game, and it's 20-3 Mustangs. Grady Gardner getting some love from the student body who's made the trip here to Hempfield Stadium. For Governor Mifflin, it was a solid opener, 35-0. They beat Pleasant Valley. And then a couple of road tests to follow, right? Last week it was Perk Valley. It was a tough loss, 31-14. Tonight been a different story. And Grady Gardner with 4 rushing touchdowns in week 1. Last week he had 2, 1 on the ground and through the air. And now tonight it's been 3 on the ground, and he is clearly the best player on the football field right now, at least in my opinion.
Olivia Davies, please report to the press box. Olivia Davies, please report to the press box.
So, cramping is now coming to play as multiple members of pretty much, I guess each team would be a way to put it, have come up cramping in this third quarter. So while Grady Gardner celebrates, we'll step aside and be right back after this injury timeout here at Hempfield Stadium. Welcome back, everyone. Injury cleared up. And Koenig on for the extra point. Looking to make it a 21-3 lead for the Mustangs. And he does. Koenig, who missed 2 extra points in week 1 against Pleasant Valley, has made all 3 of them here tonight. And Hempfield now in danger on their home turf. In fact, a couple of students leaving the student section from Hempfield. hey, crazier things have happened. But I don't know what's better, the blackout for the student body of Hempfield or the jersey night for the student body of Governor Mifflin. It's almost I think it's a backwards jersey night. Last week in a loss to Park Valley, Governor Mifflin was out of sorts with what they like to do offensively. It was 38 rushing attempts. We talked about that. Grady Gardner had a solid performance, but other than that, Pletz was outside of his comfort zone through 4 of 14. And again, when you're down early on, again, 17-0 was the score in that game at half, you're forced to throw the football as an offense, and Pletz wasn't up for the challenge. And when you're facing a team like Park Valley with a lot of talent, it's hard to do, but tonight he's turned it around. And not what you want to see on the return side of things for the black jerseys. All three phases tonight have been dominated so far by the Mustangs, offense, defense, and, of course, special teams. And you see the special teams on display right there. .115 to go in the third quarter. Outside of the rush from Catch, which was a 40-plus yard rush down the far sideline on the last possession, the offense has been relatively quiet. And Catch is going deep down the middle of the field, and he's got his man. It's a big-time snag and a big-time play for the offense as Abrams is able to haul it in. Pass and catch goes for 43 yards. And the Black Knights quickly, just like that, in the blink of an eye, move into Mustang territory. Ball's on the 38-yard line. Catch, back to pass. It's a screen. Doyle creates some running room. And he's brought down before he's able to run out of bounds right around the 35-yard line. .29 seconds and counting as we near the end of the third quarter. It's 2nd down and 5.
2nd down for the Knights.
We expect Hempfield to run one more play before the end of the quarter. Catch again in the shotgun. Caldwell this time to his left, and it's a screen pass, and it's a successful one at that, as Charles has his 3rd reception of the game, and he's knocked out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. 8 seconds to go in the quarter.
And it's going to be a 1st down for the Knights.
Black Knights run up to the line of scrimmage. 3 on the play clock. They got to hike the football, and they do. Catch to the far sideline. That pass is caught, and it's Charles again. And that takes us to the end of the third quarter. Ball will be marked right around the 19-yard line. It's 21-3 Mustangs, but the Black Knights are moving. We'll see it for fourth quarter action right after this.
Welcome to the Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery, where we have a range of options to suit any taste. We are a family-friendly establishment offering a welcoming atmosphere for any occasion or a casual outing. Join us for our weekday breakfast buffet from 7 to 10 a.m. or our weekday brunch buffet from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Want to bring the family out for a weekend brunch? Join us on Saturday and Sunday for our grand weekend brunch buffet from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery, located at 1245 Penn Avenue in Wyomissing.
Did you know one of the nation's top surgical hospitals is right here in Berks County? At the Surgical Institute of Reading, our physicians take ownership of their patients' care. Our award-winning clinical teams have a vested interest in the quality care you receive. We use the latest state-of-the-art equipment to assist our surgeons in a wide variety of specialty areas. There is a better option for your care. Surgical Institute of Reading. Discover for yourself what sets us apart.
Welcome back, everyone. Fourth quarter action starts now, and it starts with the Black Knights moving the football down the field. Charles with back-to-back receptions. He has 4 of them so far tonight, and now make it 5 as he has one on the far sideline on the slant. And that is Abrams, as we have an injured Mustang down on the field.
Timeout on the field for an injury.
So again, still 4 receptions on the game for Charles. And it's Abrams with that most recent. We'll send it to break. We'll step aside and be right back after this, early stages of the fourth.
Welcome to the Why I'm Missing Restaurant and Bakery, where we have a range of options to suit any taste. We are a family-friendly establishment offering a welcoming atmosphere for any occasion or a casual outing. Join us for our weekday breakfast buffet from 7 to 10 a.m. or our weekday brunch buffet from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Want to bring the family out for a weekend brunch? Join us on Saturday and Sunday for our grand weekend brunch buffet from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Why I'm Missing Restaurant and Bakery, located at 1245 Penn Avenue in Wyomissing.
Wilson's upcoming slate of games. First game coming up this Saturday.
The slammer takes
He was much more serious than I expected.
All right.
Well, it wasn't an invite, you invited yourself.
No, we were just like, hey, are we doing this? I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do this. Let's do it early this
Wilson
time.
alum and Super Bowl champion Chad Hempfield. Thanks for having me, guys.
For the time period you played in, there weren't a lot of losses to talk about when you were on the team.
Oh man, yeah, we didn't lose often.
I just think that each year, you get a different group of kids with different personalities, different ways that they learn, and it's that challenge that you continue to
telling me that this is going to work. So we'll see about that. We'll know in a few weeks.
So hopefully we will have lots and lots of interviews for you throughout the next couple months.
Wilson's upcoming slate of games. First game coming up this Saturday.
The slammer takes.
He was much more serious than I expected.
All right.
Well, it wasn't an invite, you invited yourself.
No, we were just like, hey, are we doing this? I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do this. Let's do it early this
Wilson
time.
alum and Super Bowl champion Chad Hempfield. Thanks for having me, guys.
For the time period you played in, there weren't a lot of losses to talk about when you were on the team.
Oh man, yeah, we didn't lose often.
I just think that each year, you get a different group of kids with different personalities, different ways that they learn, and it's that challenge that you continue to.
Telling me that this is going to work. So we'll see about that. We'll know in a few weeks.
So hopefully we will have lots and lots of interviews for you throughout the next couple months.
Welcome back, everyone. Injured Mustang Stephon Mayo still down on the field, getting looked at by the medical staff. Sometimes the game reminds you how dangerous it can be. And we'll step aside again real quick. Just wanted to give you an update on the status of Mayo. And when he is taken care of by the medical staff, we hope to get back to football here very shortly. So, again, stay with us for the medical timeout.
Welcome to the Why I'm Missing Restaurant and Bakery, where we have a range of options to suit any taste. We are a family-friendly establishment offering a welcoming atmosphere for any occasion or a casual outing. Join us for our weekday breakfast buffet from 7 to 10 a.m. or our weekday brunch buffet from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Want to bring the family out for a weekend brunch? Join us on Saturday and Sunday for our grand weekend brunch buffet from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Why I'm Missing Restaurant and Bakery, located at 1245 Penn Avenue in Wyomissing.
Welcome back to Hempfield Stadium, everyone. Max Gretzula on the call from Mike Drago Sports, the flagship network. Stephon Mayo taken off the field with medical personnel. And he was moving his extremities, which is great to see as he was loaded into the ambulance. Still 1 quarter of football left to be played here at Hempfield Stadium, and when you have a stoppage for injury like that, the seriousness of it, it's hard to wrap your mind about the game of football again, but That's what these young student athletes will try to do. Again, it was a pass to the right sideline. And Abrams made the reception. It was not Charles, like previously stated. And again, when you have a collision like that, sometimes it can be a little bit more than expected with the lowering of the helmet and the crown of the helmet at that. And
Coming out of the timeout, it's
that's
gonna be
what
first and goal.
everyone really is trying to avoid at every level of the game. So after the long stoppage, Catch will go back to work on offense. He's in the red zone. It's 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line as he tries to keep his team in it. Catch, lob attempt to the back corner of the end zone, and it's incomplete. Looking for Abrams.
Intended for Abrams.
Just a little too much air under the pass for Catch, and Abrams was his intended target.
2nd down and goal.
Catch getting number 25. Abrams more involved here in the second half than what he was in the first. It was more so Marguson and Krauser in the first half, and different players trying to step up when they're needed most in a 21-3 game. 2nd and 10. Catch, back to throw, across the middle, and it's incomplete. A couple of defenders were right there as Casapicia was the intended target. Catch gets directed from the sideline. A 1st and 10 turns into a 3rd and 10 just like that. And you expect it to be 4-down territory for the Black Knights. Caldwell to the left. Catch to the end zone. Touchdown, Black Knights. It's Marguson.
Touchdown, Hempfield. Cam Marguson holds it in from Derek Catch. 6 on the board for the Knights. Let's go. Set for the point after.
Briscoe on for the extra point as the Knights get some momentum back, and they answer the Gardner rushing touchdown with one of their own. This time it's Marguson, the catch from Catch. And the extra point is good. Your score 21-10. Mustangs still lead with 11:32 to play in the fourth quarter. This one's not over yet. Stay with us, everyone.
Did you know one of the nation's top surgical hospitals is right here in Berks County? At the Surgical Institute of Reading, our physicians take ownership of their patients' care. Our award-winning clinical teams have a vested interest in the quality care you receive. We use the latest state-of-the-art equipment to assist our surgeons in a wide variety of specialty areas. There is a better option for your care. Surgical Institute of Reading. Discover for yourself what sets us apart.
Welcome back, everyone. Koenig set to boot it away. Hull is back to return. And that one goes through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So the Mustang offense will set up shop on their own 25-yard line. First time we've seen some crack in the armor for the Mustang defense on that last possession. Still a 2-score game. The clock is the friend of Governor Mifflin.
1st down and 10 for Mifflin with the ball at the 20. 11 and a half minutes remaining in the fourth.
Ball placed at the 20-yard line, excuse me. Johnson out wide on the near sideline, man-for-man coverage. Pletz lines up under center, takes the snap, and it's an end around. Jenkins looking for some space. He's got a lot of it over midfield, down the near sideline to the 40, now 30, and he's down around the 25-yard line. Travis Jenkins explodes for a massive gain.
Yards on that scamper.
It's a 57-yard pickup for Jenkins. And like we mentioned earlier on in the broadcast, it's been a lot of lightning strike type of plays for the Mustang offense here tonight. And that's a perfect example of another one. Pletz will keep it himself, and he's bottled up in the backfield with nowhere to go.
Keep this one wrestled to the ground by Caden Buckwalter.
Buckwalter's credited with the tackle. And it'll bring up a long second down. Clock continues to wind, under 11 minutes to go.
Loss of a yard. Second down and 11.
Johnson again out wide. Pletz under center. This time he's back to pass. He'll step up in the pocket, cut it back upfield, and he's got a pretty solid gain. We have a flag down. And this one might be coming back.
Penalty marker thrown at the end of the play.
Face mask penalty here. 5-yard penalty, 5 yard. Second down.
So it'll be a 5-yard penalty on Mifflin. And it'll bring up a second down. So erase the run from Pletz.
Third down and a yard to go.
And the face mask was on the defense. So Pletz not only has his rushing attempt stand, he actually gets an extra 5 yards at that.
Garner up the middle.
And Garner rushes that one right up the middle. And he gets the line to gain, that is. And it's a Mustang first down. So ref was pointing the opposite direction of the camera. Threw me off.
The 13.
Face mask penalty was the call. It was only a 5-yard penalty. Not like your typical 15 yards in the NFL. And with 4:30 and counting, the clock continues to wind as the door creaks more shut for the Hempfield chances of coming back in this one, as Garner has another positive gain down inside the 10-yard line.
Marked around the 7.
Pletz has run the offense at such a high level tonight. Have to give him a lot of credit. Just does everything the coaching staff asks of him. And not only able to throw the football when needed tonight and make some big-time completions when you need it most, that being mostly on third down. Not a lot of them, but there when you need them. And also the rushing ability outside of Gardner, who has gotten his fair share of carries into the double digits now. And Pletz, he's been taken down to the backfield a few times, but he also has some positive gains as well. Ball's on the 8-yard line. Second down and 5. This is Grady Gardner territory. Gardner looking for his 4th touchdown of the game. It would be his 4th touchdown. Not only that, but also his second 4-touchdown game of the season. And he barrels his way in for the touchdown and gets it on that note.
Touchdown Mustangs.
The Mustangs have 4 touchdowns tonight, and they've all come at the hands of number 24 in the Mustang jersey, Grady Gardner. 4 touchdowns in week 1, 2 last week, and now 4 tonight. He's a touchdown machine. And not only that, the offensive line has been stout up front. Koenig is on for the extra point. He's 3 of 3 so far tonight. And he's now 4 of 4. 8:28 to play in the fourth quarter. Mustangs continue to roll offensively. We'll be right back after this. Little pooch shot from Koenig, and it's a solid return. Not only that, plus field position, not over midfield, but if you watch this one throughout, it's been 25 and beyond. That being 25 and I guess backwards would be a better way to put it. Long story short, the offense tonight for the Black Knights has not been successful, but they haven't had an opportunity of plus field position. This has pretty much been their best field position off of a return here so far tonight, and it's going to start at the 38-yard line. Just over 8 to play in the fourth quarter. Catch back to pass yet again. He's done so a ton tonight, and it's Charles with the reception, that is, on the near sideline. That's Charles' second catch in the half. It's his fourth overall in the game. 5-yard pickup. It's 2nd down and 5 from the 43-yard line. Doyle to the left of Catch. Catch back to pass. Another catch. And this time it's Abrams. So Catch spreading the ball around. And the offense seems to be moving with a little bit extra spice in these last few possessions for Hempfield. Catch. Deep one to the far sideline, and it's caught. And out of bounds goes Abrams.
Tiptoes inside the 40. James will move again with the ball spotted at the 39-yard line of the Mustangs. 7:42 remaining in the fourth.
Credit Abrams with getting out of bounds there, too. Stops the clock with 7:42 to play in the fourth. Doyle still in the backfield. Catch still in the shotgun. Kadan in the slot. And Catch this time will step up, throw it down the field to the far sideline. And that is complete to Margison. So 3 separate receivers have caught a pass on this possession. Catch getting everyone involved. And not only that, he's moving the football right down the field. Margison stayed in bounds, however. Catch is a draw. And the draw play is on. And it works pretty successfully right there as Catch is inside the 20-yard line. So 4 different plays, and they've all worked at a high level so far on this drive. It's a 9-yard pickup. Catch steps up in the pocket, goes to the far sideline, and the pass is complete. It's Abrams, and it's taken a while for him to get wrestled down, but he finally does as Jenkins came in on the help. Another positive pickup. Under 7 to play in the fourth quarter. Black Knights looking for a quick answer. Catch to the outside yet again, and this time it seemed like Abrams ran before he caught the football, and it's incomplete.
Second down and 10.
Second and 10, ball's on the 13-yard line. Catch, back to pass. Steps up, scrambles to his right. Nowhere to go, and he'll just dump it out of bounds right in front of a couple of cheerleaders. So that brings up a third down and 10. Four-play territory, of course, with only 6:40 remaining in the fourth quarter. Catch goes to the play sheet on his left forearm. It's been a night and day type of offense for the Black Knights first half compared to the second. Catch again, back to pass. Goes to the near sideline, and that is caught by Charles. Clock continues to run. Going to bring up a fourth down and 1 from the 5-yard line. Catch, takes the snap, he'll run it himself, turns the corner, and finds the end zone. Touchdown, Hempfield. Misdirection, works to perfection, and Hempfield has another touchdown. Briscoe on for the point after. And it's away. And it's good. Briscoe 2 of 2 with extra points, and he's got the field goal as well to bring Hempfield back to within striking distance with 6:14 to go. Looking for a turnover. We'll see what happens right after the break.
Welcome to the Why I'm Missing Restaurant and Bakery, where we have a range of options to suit any taste. We are a family-friendly establishment offering a welcoming atmosphere for any occasion or a casual outing. Join us for our weekday breakfast buffet from 7 to 10 a.m. or our weekday brunch buffet from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Want to bring the family out for a weekend brunch? Join us on Saturday and Sunday for our grand weekend brunch buffet from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Wyomissing Restaurant and Bakery, located at 1245 Penn Avenue in Wyomissing.
Back here out of a timeout. Mustangs lead the Black Knights on the road 28-17 with 6:14 to play. Briscoe set to boot it back to the Mustangs. Hull is the return man. And that one's going to go right through the back of the end zone. And the Mustangs will set up shop on the 20-yard line.
For the Mustangs, ball spotted at the 20.
So far, you have to credit the Black Knights offense in the second half, but the way the game script is falling, it's going right into the hands of the Mustangs. They love to run the football, and they've done it at a high level so far tonight. Grady Carter with 4 rushing touchdowns, and the clock, I said it earlier, is the friend of the Mustangs, obviously not the friend of the Black Knights, and they'll have to force a turnover or use their timeouts to force a turnover on downs at that and force the Mustangs to punt it back to them. One thing you could do if you're the Black Knights is stack the box, knowing Gardner's probably going to get the football. This time he doesn't. It's a mixed direction to the far sideline. And it's a big-time play as Leaf has some freedom on the far side, and he's tackled down just like that. We go from deep in their own territory, do the Mustangs, to deep into the opposition's territory, and that, of course, is Hempfield. What a spectacular performance tonight from Leaf.
And a first down for the Mustangs.
Doesn't get his name called a ton, but when he does, at least in this ball game, he's produced. Not only on defense, but of course on offense as well. Now the Mustangs can go to work and run Garner right between the tackles if they so choose. Pletzel hand off, and Garner indeed gets the carry, only for a couple. And that'll bring up a second down and medium. And there looks to be an injured Mustang down on the field.
Timeout on the field for an injury.
Presley Rinker, the senior, is the lineman down on the field and one of the leaders of this Mustang team. Not what you want to see. We'll step aside and be right back.
Second down and 8. Ball to 35.
Rinker able to walk off with the trainers, not putting too much weight on that left foot. So we'll check the status of him. Lots of injuries here tonight. Hate to see it, but it is a part of the game. And Rinker will be a big loss if he's forced to miss time outside of tonight's game. 2nd and 8. Gardner gets his number called again, and it's a short gain.
Right there for the stop on defense. Gain of a yard. 3rd down and 7.
That'll bring up a 3rd down.
Lead with the carry.
Momentarily got attacked by a bug, but we're all good here in the booth. I don't do bugs. Just don't do them. 4:03 to go.
Timeout on the field called by Hempfield.
Hempfield calls timeout.
4:03 remaining in the
And we have another offensive lineman shaken up on the play. Jack Seifert, who we saw injured early on in that first quarter against Pleasant Valley in week 1. So on back-to-back plays, a couple of offensive linemen and key guys at that who have created the holes for Grady Gardner so far this season have gone out of the game.
A few final scores from around the Lancaster 11 League. Manheim Township beat York 42-0. Dallastown shut out Manheim Central.
Well, if you're Governor Mifflin here tonight, you have to be happy with the performance and be able to build on this coming on the road against Hempfield, who brought out a ton of fans tonight. Shout out to them for being here. Of course, we know the NFL is coming back. We know the Eagles are playing tonight in Brazil if you're a Birds fan, but shout out to the group who came out here tonight to support their home team, but again, a hostile environment early on in this season. And the Mustangs, again, who played a road test last week in the loss to Perk Valley, able to bounce back and answer any questions people may have about their ability to execute, no matter the opponent. And Pletz on a keep, or Leaf, excuse me, on the keeper inside of the 30-yard line.
Big stop for
Hempfield, on the other hand, after a 27-6 victory last week against York, took advantage of a weaker opponent. We talked about York earlier in the broadcast being shut out tonight by Manheim Township. But again, you got to play who's on your schedule, and Hempfield took care of York last week, and tonight's been a different story. But if you're Coach Yeager, you have to be happy with how the second half has gone, at least offensively. His catch has been able to move the football down the field, and they'll get the ball back right here with just under 4 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. This time it's a handoff, and it looks like to be a pass deep down the near sideline, and it's caught, and going the distance is Daniels. He'll take it all the way. Lightning strikes here at Hempfield Stadium.
A little trickeration from the Black Knights, and 6 on the board.
Perfect execution from the Black Knights, and this game's not over yet. Now the even bigger test. The 2-point conversion try to make it a one-score game. Not just that, obviously it is at this point, but a field goal instead of a touchdown would be needed to at least tie it up. Catch, takes the snap, looks for some help over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Catch was looking for Abrams in the back of the end zone.
Pass intended for Abrams.
3:46 remaining in the fourth. 28-23, Mustangs on top.
Just how Hempfield wanted to draw it up, come up with some trickeration. Nothing really working, especially in that first half, really at all. And now in the second, it looks like they're playing with a little bit more swagger. And when that starts to happen, you have a lot more success, and the players out there play with some confidence. You see it on display right there. 28-23, Hempfield trying to fight their way all the way back. At one point, this was a 21-3 game. Grady Gardner has been an absolute monster in the backfield for Governor Mifflin on the offensive side of things, but not on that last possession. Hempfield getting a stop when they needed it most, and then turning that into 7 points on the other end. Can they stop the Mustang offense one more time and give themselves an opportunity to win this one on their home turf? Well, if you're a sports fan, you can't ask for much more than this, and it's been a lot of fun to be a part of it here tonight. And shout out to the whole crew. Can't do it without them and our sponsors, everybody who works the cameras here, the audio and the video. It's an onside kick, and Jenkins able to secure it easily and drops right to the ground. So the Mustangs will start this possession on their own 48-yard line. And it looks like we have another penalty marker down on the field. There was some jawing after the play. Acevedo was one of them for the Black Knights. Couldn't see who it was in discussion for the Mustangs.
After the play, unsportsmanlike here.
So the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty goes against Hempfield. And that'll move the football past midfield and into Hempfield territory at that.
Yards will move that one up.
15-yard penalty. Ball's placed at the 37-yard line. It's 1st and 10. You have Jenkins and Hall along with Gardner in the backfield. Gardner gets his number called yet again, and he plows forward for about 7, maybe 8 yards on 1st down.
Timeout called by Hempfield.
Hempfield calls time.
3:40 remaining in the fourth.
So that stops the clock with 3 minutes and 40 seconds, and we'll take a quick timeout. Be right back after this. Gardner again in the backfield. This time it's another misdirection. And it's Hall who has a solid carry, that is.
Reese Hall with the carry. Tackle by Acevedo.
Acevedo is credited with the tackle. Again, highlighted him in the open, along with Gebhard, two linebackers who struggled at least, along with the whole defensive line in the first half, and trying their hardest to bend but not break right here and force the Mustangs to give the ball right back to the Black Knights with limited time left here in the fourth quarter. Hempfield calls their final timeout. It sets up a 3rd down and short. One of the biggest plays of the game is happening right now. Can Hempfield come up with one major stop and give themselves an opportunity to take the lead?
3rd down and 1.
You have one of the best running backs we've seen so far in this early season in Berks County, and Grady Gardner. Pletz will line up under center. Pre-snap motion. Pletz will keep it himself, and he's got the first down and then some.
Pletz is going to keep this one himself up the middle. Gets past the marker, and the chains will move. First down for the Mustangs.
So that'll move the change. It's 1st down and 10 for the Mustangs. Hempfield is out of timeouts. Clock continues to wind. 3:25, 3:24 and counting in the fourth quarter. Very few have left the seats on the Hempfield side. Gardner in the backfield. You would expect major ground and pound right now. Gardner gets his number called. He'll try the left side, and he's bottled up pretty quickly after a short gain. Under 3 to go in the fourth quarter. LeBron Leaf with the big play here.
2nd down and 9.
To get Governor Mifflin out of their own territory. And just like that, another solid gain. There is a flag on the play as Leaf turned the corner and got a solid gain. And I guess there is none.
3rd down.
So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 4. Under 2 to go. 2 downs to get 4 yards, indeed. Garner is bottled up, and he's taken down right near the line of scrimmage. Clock continues to wind. That'll bring up 4th down.
Abrams last off the pile for the Knights. 4th down for Mifflin.
Nick Morrissey and Mick Vecchio are going to leave the offense out on the field here on 4th down. Play clock down to 13. Now 10. 106, 105. One play to get 1 yard. And we have movement up front. And just like that.
And then the first down.
Jumps off sides. So the Black Knights move up front. They jump over the line of scrimmage. And instead of running the play, the Mustangs won't even need to. They'll take a knee, I would presume, and walk out of here with a major victory here tonight against Hempfield early in the season. And they'll improve to 2-1 on the year. Mustangs milking the play clock. All the way down the 5, now 4 seconds. Pletz takes the snap, he takes a knee. And that'll do it. Mustangs won't have to run another play as the time will expire. And how about that? Governor Mifflin comes in hot tonight to start, as both teams will line up and shake hands at midfield. Even though the comeback falls short for the Hempfield, you have to give them credit for fighting till the end. And 28-23 is going to end up being your final score. What a game tonight. If you tuned in for it, we appreciate you guys. We hope you enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun here. We had a little bit of everything here tonight. And ultimately, it's the Mustangs coming out with the victory. Grady Gardner will be your player of the game, and for obvious reasons. I mean, 4 touchdowns on the ground. We'll be right back to wrap this up after this from Hempfield Stadium. Stay with us.
Welcome to the Why I'm Missing Restaurant and Bakery, where we have a range of options to suit any taste. We are a family-friendly establishment offering a welcoming atmosphere for any occasion or a casual outing. Join us for our weekday breakfast buffet from 7 to 10 a.m. or our weekday brunch buffet from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Want to bring the family out for a weekend brunch? Join us on Saturday and Sunday for our grand weekend brunch buffet from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. The Why I'm Missing Restaurant and Bakery, located at 1245 Penn Avenue in Wyomissing.
Governor Mifflin gets the job done here tonight on the road. Welcome into the welcome into the post-game show, I should say, everyone. Max Gretzula with you. 28-23 is your final score tonight, and the player of the game, for obvious reasons, I touched on that prior to going to break, is Grady Gardner. Again, welcome into the post-game show, everyone. Max Gretzula. It's been a fantastic night of football here so far, and it just wrapped up. The Mustangs improved to 2-1 on the season, and they got it done behind their veteran quarterback, Javian Pletz, and their star running back, Grady Gardner, as well. 4 total touchdowns for Grady Gardner. Super impressive performance. It's week 3. He has 2 games already this season with 4 total touchdowns, and he looks to keep that ball rolling into next week as they climb the section standings overall. It's Max Gretzula saying so long from Hempfield Stadium. It's 28-23, your final score, and another quick shout-out right here to all of our sponsors who are able to make this thing happen for us. You saw a little bit of everything tonight. You had some passes, big-time plays, sadly some injuries, and you saw a game where both teams went back and forth, battled to the very end, and so far it's been a great season. We can't wait to keep things rolling with you. So for Max Gretzula, our whole B&B Media team here, we'll say so long from Hempfield Stadium. We'll see you next week, everyone. Take care. Have a great night.
Bye.